Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunda Bihati Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunda Bihati Gava Gopi Nanabalaba Idibanadhanti Gopi Janabalaba Idibanadhanti Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Manachari Yamuna Tira Manachari Jaya Ranu Madhava Kunja Bihati Jaya Radho Madhova Kunja Bihati Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhari Iri Badad Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhari Idivadurare Suranandana Prajajana Ranjana Yasunanandana Prajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radhu Madhuva Kunda Bihari Jaya Radhu Madhuva Kunda Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravatikacharya Astotera Satashi Shimad is divine grace. Abhaya Chadananda Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON founder Acharya. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Friends, say Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadwaita Gadadha Shiva Siddhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shai Mukunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Jagatha Swami Ki Jai Munmai Ki Jai Shrimati Lasi Devi Ki Jai Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Bhol. All glory is the assembled devotees. All glory is the assembled devotees. All glory is to the assembled devotees. All glory is to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Budale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravati Pacharni Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deja Tarani. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 74th chapter, text 39. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavan. Text 39, right? It was on 39. I said it on 30. Bhagavan Nindanam Shutva Dusaham Tat Sabha Sada Karna Vidaya Nirjagmu Shapantash Jede Pang Rusha Bhagavan Nityanam Shutva Dusaham Tatsavasata Karnaupidaya Nirjagmu Shapantas Chedi Pangrusha Bhagavan Nindanaham Shutva Dusaham Tatsavasada Karnopidaya Nikjagmu Shapantas Chedi Pangrusha Bhagavan Nindanaham Shutva Dusaham Tatsavasata Karnopidaya Nirjagmu Shapantas Chedi Hangrusha. Okay. All right. Bhagavat of the Supreme Lord. Nindanam, criticism. Shruchva, hearing. Dusaham, intolerable. Tat, that. Sabha, sada, the members of the assembly. Karnau, their ears. Vidaya, covering. Nirjakbu, went away. Shapanta, cursing. Chedi Pam, the king of Chedi Shishupala. Rusha, angrily. Translation: upon hearing such intolerable blasphemy of the Lord, several members of the assembly covered their ears and walked out, angrily cursing the king of Chedi. So you can repeat. Upon hearing such intolerable blasphemy of the Lord, several members of the assembly covered their ears and walked out, angrily cursing the king of Chedi. So there is no purport to this text, and I'll read the short commentaries by the acharyas. The assembly shouted at Shishupala, "O Shishupala, you should immediately die." They then left the hall. And Jiva Goswami states, though some knew the real meaning of the words, they went through the motions of intolerance, following along with the others. They cursed Shishupala, shouting, "Your prana should immediately leave your body," since they, being saintly, could not tolerate the words. Then they left. Sanatana Goswami. They could not tolerate criticism of the Lord of the universe, endowed with all good qualities, Bhagavat, since they were well behaved, thus they left. And text 40 is more or less in the same mood, so I'm going to read this text also, which is basically the same thing, but some injunctions there. Nindang Bhagavata Shrinvangs Tatparasya Janasyava Tato na paiti asopi yatyada sukatachjutaha. Synonyms. Oh, no, we don't do the synonyms, just the translation. Anyone who fails to immediately leave the place where he hears criticism of the Supreme Lord or his faithful devotee will certainly fall down, bereft of his pious credit. And again, the commentaries, short commentaries. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says this verse gives scriptural support for their leaving the hall. Jiva Goswami says they left in order to avoid a bad future for themselves. One who hears criticism of the Lord or his devotee falls to the greatest hell. With the destruction of his pious credits or devotion, he can never attain a fortunate destination. Sanatana Goswami. They left in order to avoid a bad future for themselves. The Lord is the best, worthy of worship, Parasya. He who does not leave from that place or because of the criticism tata destroys his pious credits. One who hears criticism of the Lord or his devotee falls to the greatest hell. Greatest doesn't mean best. With it, it means the worst. With the destruction of his pious credits or devotion, he can never attain a fortunate destination. So, Om Gana Timidanda Shah, Gananjana Shilakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shigurve Namaha. So, the context of this is quite interesting. Here we have Shishupal apparently blaspheming the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but as is explained by the Acharyas, he's actually praising the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you take his words in a little bit different fashion, of course, that's the arrangement of Saraswati, the goddess of learning. So he's blaspheming, and what is the Lord doing? He's just tolerating, as described here. Now, there's several things we can understand by the Lord's tolerating. One is that he's showing he's Atmaram. He's self-satisfied. So, samoham sarvabhute shu, name dvesho, stinapriyaha. Krishna says, I'm equal to everybody. That means sinners, pious people, whatever. Of course, he says, one who is a friend to me, then I am very dear to him, and he is dear to me. Of course, there's a reciprocal relationship, but besides that point, it's Krishna's neutrality. You know, pious activities, sinful activities, just whatever. So that's one point. Another point is that when one is personally blasphemed or criticized, of course, one doesn't think, I'm being blasphemed. One actually thinks, I'm being blessed. That's what a devotee feels when a devotee is being criticized. I'm being blessed. Why? Because he who criticizes me is my friend. And he who praises me is my enemy. Because, of course, with Krishna doesn't have any false ego, but if we get praised by someone, then our false ego inflates rapidly. That's why Prabhupada would use the expression, he's puffed up. Like if you go out in the world, you know, the normal world outside, of course normal, outside of the Krishna conscious movement, and you say to someone, you're puffed up, they're going to think, well, am I too fat or something? They don't understand devotee nomenclature. So when one is criticized, whatever, like that. I mean, sometimes you find the Lord when he's fighting with a demon, then it's described the words are painful, isn't it? And then, especially fighting with Haranyaksha, that description is there. But, you know, as far as criticism, generally the Lord is completely aloof from that, and a devotee should be completely aloof from personal criticism, and even see that when we are criticized, Krishna may be speaking through the mouth of that criticizer and tell us something. Oh, you are puffed up. Yeah, maybe I am puffed up. Whoop. Hare Krishna. Take it serious. In other words, take it seriously if you're being criticized, and think for a second, is it right what the person is saying? That's another point. Another point about the Lord's interactions here of being tolerant is that the Lord is actually enjoying the criticism. Why? Because he's arranged for it, first of all. Remember, Jai and Vijay getting cursed, and you have Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and here you have Shishupal, and also there's Dandavakra, who are incarnations of the same personality who Krishna arranged to take birth in this material world in 3 different births as demons for each one of them, so that he can interact with them and enjoy some exchange like that. You know, Krishna enjoys sometimes being criticized by his devotees. Or, of course, we also understand that Krishna enjoys being chased by Mother Yashoda, and he becomes fearful. That's one particular instance. But he also enjoys this sort of criticism. It's just an interaction, interesting interaction. Just like, I mean, let's give an example. In the culture that I come from, sorry, Mother Urmila, that sometimes people interact and they criticize each other as part of loving exchanges. Isn't it? Sarcastic. What? Many cultures. Okay, not only our culture. Really? Anyway, so we enjoy, this sort of criticism, bring it on, buddy. So basically, that's what's happening as far as the Lord is concerned. But as far as everybody else is concerned, it's intolerable. Why is it intolerable? Well, they may be thinking theoretically, philosophically. If I stay there, just like the second verse we read today, then all my pious activities are finished, and all my devotional service is finished. That at least is called the intelligence platform. You understand? Just like if a devotee is criticized, you think like that. But on a deeper level, if someone really has devotion for Krishna, there's no question of just going to the philosophical level. It's an immediate emotional reaction. That's an interesting point. If there's actually some deep spiritual emotion there. For example, if, let's say someone has a little baby, mother has a baby, and you go to the mother and say, that is an ugly kid. Yuck, his nose is too big, his whatever. He has Alzheimer's disease at the age of 6 months. Anyway, so the mother will get angry. She's not going to think philosophically, hey, you're not supposed to say that. It's not a nice thing to say. She's not going through it. You understand? The whole process that we normally go through if someone criticizes. Like, for example, if someone says to me, I'm going to read the Sarirakya Bhasha to you. Sarirakya Bhasha is the commentary of Sripad Shankaracharya on the Vedanta Sutra, which Prabhupada said, and the Acharyas say, that if we hear this commentary, we'll fall down from devotional service. And it's blasphemous. That's why we fall down, because it's blasphemous. Same thing is described here. So, if someone says that, then philosophically, there won't be an immediate emotional reaction. But philosophically, I'll say, that's dangerous. So that's a philosophical action based on intelligence. But if someone starts to say the direct words from the Sarirakya Bhasha, that Krishna is subordinate to Brahman. I can't even, I said it. I'm saying it, obviously, jokingly. Then I'll have an immediate gut reaction, heart reaction to it. And that's really where we want to be, isn't it? In relationship to Krishna. That Krishna is so dear. I'm thinking like that. How I react when someone even insinuates that Prabhupada made a mistake in Siddhanta. So, that's even indirect thing. Like sometimes, sorry, I'm going here. So sometimes you find people who say that Prabhupada said something I'm not going to say what, maybe I should, but Prabhupada said something just as a preaching technique, but Prabhupada didn't believe it himself. Something like that. Then, I mean, it's just like, oh my God, I can't even tolerate it. I don't think philosophically at that point. I just think, I start screaming. It's true. Actually, it happens to me. And, it's a fact, or minimizes Prabhupada. At the same time, we have to apply hermeneutics and deal with certain things Prabhupada did say according to time, place, and circumstance. So it's a balance there. But if someone says that Prabhupada didn't understand the Siddhanta or misspoke the Siddhanta for preaching purposes, that's it. That's it. I mean, I can't control myself. I'm sorry. And even that applies in the material world. Is an interesting point. That there's certain things we just can't tolerate. I mean, for example, like, or let's say child abuse. You know, if someone has abused a child, it's immediate gut reaction. I don't want to see their face anymore. It's just, someone questioned me about this. You know, someone said, why are you reacting so strongly to this particular case? And I said, I can't help it. You understand? So anyway, there's two reasons why we react to offenses. And there may be more reasons, but one is the philosophical reason, we're protecting our bhakti. Another one is don't have to think about it. And we really have to get to the point of not thinking about it. In other words, it just happens automatically because you love someone so much. And we see that with His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada, when he was preaching in the Pandals in India and other places, that immediately he just like exploded with anger when there was some criticism of Krishna. He just couldn't tolerate it. He wasn't thinking strategically, what will the audience think, isn't it? What at that, you know, normally when you're preaching, you're thinking strategically. You know, what should I say now? What will people understand? You watch people, you know, to see if they're attentive or playing with their mobile phones. And but Prabhupada reacted, isn't it? Like fire. Even if in the final days when Prabhupada was on this planet and could hardly walk, he reacted like fire when there was any criticism of Krishna, especially Mayavad philosophy, Nivrashesha Shunyavad. You see that in Prabhupada's mission. Or criticism of another Vaishnava. So, therefore, so we have to come to this particular platform if we're actually want to come to the platform of spontaneous devotional service. In other words, you love Krishna so much, you can't tolerate anyone saying anything negative about Krishna or negative about your spiritual master or negative about Prabhupada. It's just like worse than a knife. That's described by the Acharyas. So, how do we come to that platform? That's the question. And that's I guess that's a very high platform to come to it's almost spontaneous devotional service. We can come to that platform not simply by performing our devotional service ritualistically, but actually understanding the purpose is to actually develop this deep faith in Krishna, deep faith and deep love in Krishna and the Vaishnavas. So Rupa Goswami gives us some hint on how to develop loving relationships with the Vaishnavas. Of course, famous verse in the Upadeshamrita. Dadati pratragranati guyam akyati prichati bhunkte bhujate chaiva. He says that we should cultivate that love for the Vaishnavas. Just like in the relationship, like Prabhupada describes, how in India a marriage was arranged. Generally, people had arranged marriages when they were very young. We don't recommend it nowadays. Not a good idea nowadays. But in any case, let's say they married at 6, 7, 8 years of age. Boy, we did that. That would hit the press here, isn't it? Be on the internet. Bir Krishna Maharaj performs a Vivaha Yagya for 8-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. And there's pictures of them there. So, but what happened after that was performed, not they live with each other, they would exchange gifts. Exchange, I guess the little girl would cook some mud pies for the boy. Anyways, things like that. I mean, that's how you develop love, by the practice of love, isn't it? It's interesting. You practice, let's say if you're a little boy or a little girl, just exchanging gifts, as a picture of little, whatever her name is, Susie Pod, and whatever they, and then gradually when they do get married, they're already in love with each other. Pretty good, isn't it? So, a long engagement, as they say. So in the same way, we practice. We give gifts to Krishna. That's why it's said that when you go to see the deities, you bring a little gift. I mean, when I travel around the world, when I remember, hopefully, in spite of my heritage, I give a donation in the hundi. It's very painful, but I do it anyway. I open up my bead bag, where I have some money, look for the smallest bill. Not quite, not that bad. And I do it. Prabhupada said, whenever you come to see the deities, you should bring something. Because I'm so proud, I'll think, well, I'm the thing I'm bringing for the deities. But you bring a little gift, a little flower. And it really helps to cultivate that love. And then you take from the deity, not take from the deities directly, but then you take the Mahaprashadam, you take the Charanamrita. So you understand there's an exchange there. So development of love, whether it's with devotees or with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is based upon, is developed by exchanges. And, anyway, I've experienced that when someone does something for me, I feel, and it does it voluntarily, I feel not only ingratiated, but I feel like, emotionally favorable to that person. So therefore, give me a lot of things. I'll become Anyway, I didn't want to say that, but it happened. So anyway, and when I give things to someone else, it makes me emotionally favorable towards them and them emotionally favorable towards me. And also words. We can appreciate someone. Very important. And then we feel connected and they feel connected to us. In many ways, that can resolve conflicts between devotees. Like I've often suggested that when devotees, GBC meeting or something like that, we should go around the room and appreciate different devotees in the room. And it really changes the whole atmosphere into a loving relationship, a loving atmosphere, rather than just some official back and forth. I mean, just like when I see a Purvaji, I'm actually thinking appreciatively, wow, how nice he and his wife are. They're preaching to people, isn't it? And I say that to them sometimes. I appreciate what the devotees are doing. And then it develops this, because relationships between the devotees are extremely important. Not just with Krishna. So that dadati pratigranati guyama, and you reveal your mind to Krishna too. You go in front of the deities. You can say, Krishna, I am having trouble. I'm dealing with this false ego. So that's also everything should be based upon reciprocation with other living entities. Then once we come to that platform, reciprocating, of course, obviously following the four regular principles, chanting Hare Krishna, I'm not going to talk about that. Then we can actually develop this intense love for other devotees, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if there's any criticism, we just become like fire automatically. That's a goal, to actually love someone so much that you can't tolerate any criticism. And also, whenever you hear their name, you feel like warm and bubbly in your heart. Or Goranga Balite Habi Pulaka Sharir Hari Hari Ayane Babi near. Tears come to your eyes. Oh, goodbye. I guess I said the wrong thing. I know you have a class. I mean, that's tolerated. So, just joking. So anyway, so that's the point. You know, like I should come to the point whenever, you know, I'm taking the positive tack to this class. Like whenever I whenever I see a pervert, I feel happy. Whenever I see any of you, I feel happy. I mean, do we actually feel like that? We should. That's the point. Not simply avoiding offenses or running away if someone's committing offenses. To actually, it says if you don't feel happy when you see a Vaishnava, it's like Yamaraj is cursing you. So it's not only a negative thing, it's a positive thing. Happy to see you. Except if someone's like Sishupal, we're not happy to see him. Then we run away. So any questions or comments? Like I saw Dayavira yesterday, I was happy to see him.
I was happy to see you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just blissful. To see a Vaishnava is blissful. Isn't it? I saw Raghunandan yesterday. Who else did I see yesterday? A few of you.
Reminds us of Krishna.
He reminds of Krishna. I saw Krishna Priya. First devotee I think I saw yesterday was Krishna Priya. And she was making flower garlands for the deities. I was just thinking, wow, how tolerant she is. Anyway, yeah, so thinking nicely and appreciating two different things. So that's a reciprocation to dati pratigranati guya atyati prichati. All right, any questions or comments? Yes, Daya. Yeah, we practice. We practice because normally, due to our, conditioned nature, envious, we have a little Sishupal in us. So normally we think about someone's bad qualities. Even if they're not bad qualities, we come up with them. It's just amazing. So we should practice thinking of someone's good qualities, and that will push aside the thought of the bad qualities, or, apparent bad qualities. But, normally when we meet people, we think, negatively at first. Like I think, oh, Krishna Priya, I think, oh, she's married to that Gopal. No, I don't think. That's a joke. So, no. So we think positively. It requires training the mind. And that's like giving someone a gift. And we think positively, then we look at them, we smile, the body language actually communicates that we appreciate you, even if we don't say anything. But it's, this envy, competition in this world, it really takes us away from Krishna consciousness. And so one has to be very careful if they're in a position of responsibility like GBC, because many times we have to deal managerially with things, and it requires pointing out what someone has done is wrong. So how to avoid criticizing the person in such a circumstance? We deal with the actions that we don't appreciate rather than the person it's himself or herself. As they say, hate Christianity is hate the sin, not the sinner. So anyway, so that, yeah, we're meant to come to that intense level of love for the devotees and love for Krishna, so we react automatically, just summarizing class, react automatically without thinking when there's some criticism or minimization, like people do sometimes. And on the positive side, we appreciate those Vaishnavas and, of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead by cultivating this relationship, giving gifts, speaking sweetly, hearing from others, appreciating others. It's a cultivation process. So, we got 3 more minutes. Any other questions? No? No? Wow. Ending early. Thank you very much. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham
mandar ako ikamaniya Vishesha Shobha
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusha Tamaham Bhajami Govindam.
Microphone. Here we go. Namo Vishnupataya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Naminichi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracha Nay Nivasesha Sunyumati Vasacha Jayasatsarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaurabhata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Nirana Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaurabhata Vrinda Chaitanya Shri Krishna, Nana, Rabanityananda, Sidreta, Gadada Siva Sade, Doratuna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Guru, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Guru Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Hagarukananaran, Hagarukananadragate. Narad, Radhe, Radhe. Shri Raghu, hey, Jai Om Vishnupad. Srila Prabhupada. Prem say Koho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadha Shri Vasi Gaur Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Nam Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrapita Nimata Smarane Nakala Etadrashita Bakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Duradai Brahmi Drishanihan Naninan Raga Trinada Peace Riva Sahishnuna Amanida Manatena Kirtaniya Sada Hari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kabidham Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishvare Bhavatad Bhakti Vidhai Takitwaye Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tapapada Pankaja Sita Duli Sadrasam Vachintaya Nayanam Galuda Shrudaraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudya Gita Pulaka Nishatam Vapukata Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugaitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravishaitam Shunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Vinda Vedahena Me Ashlishyava Pada Panashtunmam Adarshana Marmatam Karotuva Yata Tata Bhavadatu Lampato Mat Prana Natastu Sevana Paraha. Victory the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, Congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in such a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krsna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen to the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord. Unconditionally, Shikshashtaka Ki Jai. So Santosh Prabhu dressed the deities.